So let's talk about this very viral issue going on right now that even VP JD Vance talked about it, and many people, including a lot of the mainstream media, are commenting about this. Now, it's June, Pride Month for the LGBTQ community, and if you are a believer, you know that there's been a big spiritual battle in this area for a long time, and especially so because Trump is in office and more believers are standing up and making sure that their voice is heard in terms of understanding what the biblical values are and communicating this in a very loving and friendly but also stern way. And so let's go over some of the issues with the MLB, which is in the news right now, especially the San Francisco Giants. What's going on, what's happening, and we'll talk about some commentary. So let's get into it. So it was recently reported by many outlets, including here Sports Illustrated, that 3 Giants pitchers wore Bible verses on their Pride Night caps during Friday's game, and this was against the Chicago Cubs, and that the MLB had issued a warning to them. And here VP JD Vance says, Trump won, we don't have to do this anymore. And it got so serious that even Attorney General James Althmeyer from Florida says, do you practice religious discrimination in Florida, MLB? You'll be hearing from my office soon. So I just wanted to look at this quick video that summarizes this.
J.T. Brubaker and Ryan Walker was seen with the biblical verse, Genesis 9:12-16, written on their rainbow pride caps, which says the rainbow is a symbol of a covenant between God and all living creatures.
They defaced the pride rainbow with a Bible verse telling the LGBT community that they do not own the rainbow, that God owns the rainbow.
Sid Ziegler, co-founder of Outsports, calls the Pride Night display disgraceful.
If I were a Giants fan, I would never attend a game again.
In a statement, the Giants organization telling ABC7 Eyewitness News, the San Francisco Giants are proud to support Pride Night and the LGBTQ plus community. We also respect that individuals may make personal choices about participating in team activations. We understand that the choices by individual players has caused pain and anger to many in the LGBTQ plus community, and we're sorry for that. Those choices do not change our organization's commitment to inclusion, belonging, and creating a welcoming environment for all. For Ziegler, the statement falls short.
For the Giants to take no responsibility and essentially stand by their players is gross.
It was disheartening.
SF Pride Executive Director Suzanne Ford had this to say.
I work for San Francisco Pride, and I think if I espouse beliefs that weren't inclusive, my board of directors would have a problem with that. And I think the same thing goes with these Giants players. They work for the San Francisco Giants.
Landon Roop told the Mercury News he meant no hate at all. It's what he stands for as a believer in God. Major League Baseball is now involved, issuing a warning to the players. In a statement to Outsports, a spokesperson says the writing on the cap violates our rules, and consistent with normal practice, we have warned the players about future violations. Pitcher Sam Hentges opted not to wear a pride cap at all, wearing a regular cap instead. The LGBTQ community says more to come on this incident. We're live in San Francisco at Oracle. Cornell Bernard, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Now, specifically, at least 4 San Francisco Giants players protested that night, where the kind of face of the media right now is showing Landon Ropp, who wrote Genesis 9:12-16 on his pride hat. Also, reliever Sam Hedges refused to wear the pride hat, and then J.D. Brubaker wrote the same verse here, but 13-15. And then reliever Ryan Walker wrote a message on the side of his hat, which I think was unreadable on the broadcast. So basically, it was standing up for what Genesis 9 actually says, which is starting in verse 12. And God said, this is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for future generations. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It shall be when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. The waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I will look on it to remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. And again, here is that written on his hat. And what the San Francisco Giants are doing, especially from a Christian perspective, is that they are excommunicating or belittling, not listening to that side, and in some sense forcing them to adhere to certain norms. And so much so that they are reprimanding them for simply stating what is a godly opinion. And even Republican Senator Josh Hawley penned a letter to MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred citing concerns over what he called a pattern of discrimination against Christian players. He said the MLB has said this is a content-neutral policy and that MLB respects players' rights to free expression, Hawley wrote, but this is dubious given that MLB is openly promoting a political viewpoint and possibly compelling adherence to that viewpoint. And many others supporting and speaking out on this. Listen to Rob Schneider.
It's just you got to follow the money. It's where the sports are getting their money and who's going to complain the loudest. But I think this time MLB screwed up. I mean, MLB, remember, they didn't fine anybody for taking a knee. Remember that? So for Black Lives Matter, it's fine. But for Christians standing up for their, deeply held religious beliefs is not okay. So I think Americans are sick of this. And, I'm tired of, like, Christianity being the doormat for everybody else's beliefs to be stepped on us. And it's like, listen, I'm not against, a gay pride, gay rights, but shoving it in your face, it's like, enough. You have to do this, otherwise you're a bigot. And look, I don't have to do anything. It doesn't make me a bigot. I mean, just like, I think it's about these people's beliefs have to be respected. It's like you can't make somebody bake something that they don't want to bake, whether it's a cake for a gay wedding. That's their particular right. The Supreme Court already won that. So I think Major League Baseball is in jeopardy here legally. And I think this is against their First Amendment rights, for sure. And it's against the civil rights.
So again, let's see what comes out of it in terms of First Amendment and religious freedom. That's a big thing.
You have offered to pay the fines of these MLB players should they be fined. What motivated that?
Well, Kaylee, why are they trying to make baseball gay? We have enough gay sports. We have the WNBA. We have figure skating. I mean, cornhole is on ESPN. I mean, every mascot is gay. I mean, that's where the whole furry thing, I think, came from. Not 100% sure about that. Baseball already has all the gay music. We Are the Champions, the YMCA. I mean, at what point is enough? That's what I'm saying.
And Rob, to each their own. People can do what they want to do, live how they want to live. You live in America. But if you're going to force someone to wear a Pride Night hat, and in response, they want to put a Bible verse on there saying what the rainbow means to them, I'm not sure why that's controversial. And I want to ask you specifically about hypocrisy here, because the MLB says these are our uniform rules, but apparently they're selective when they enforce them, because there have been other instances of players writing. For instance, they wrote number 51 on their hats in the 2025 World Series.
Yeah, that's right.
In 2021, they wrote SOS Cuba. And I'm wondering if those players got warnings.
Well, let me tell you, they're all for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Unless you have a diversity of opinion, then you're not included in your opinion. So, I mean, baseball players signed up to play baseball. What part of their contract said, you also have to promote our leftist ideology that may be against your religious beliefs? So, I mean, it's interesting because they fired the guy from, this is my favorite part, they fired the guy, what's his name, Jaden Ivey, the NBA did. And the NBA had every player had to have on their uniform, experience Abu Dhabi, where homosexuality is illegal.
So again, absolutely wild what's happening right now. If you guys know and you have the Spirit of God in you, you guys know how wrong this is in the sense of the differentiation between sin and no sin. But here in this instance, you're having people like the Christians who in some sense can be taken advantage of, that it's okay, they're not as offended by the LGBTQ, when on the other side, when you say certain things of Christian origin and people get really offended by that, they have to be overly sensitive and say, oh, no, hey, don't do those things. Don't put Jesus, don't talk about the name of Christ, don't do these Christian-y things. And there's a double standard. So again, this is a very simple issue from the perspective of a believer. And I've said this before, but we need to combat this from a top-down perspective, from the legal, the judicial, the governance perspective. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult from a grassroots, bottoms-up perspective. And yes, you can fight in that way, but just like in the Bible with Moses, the Ten Commandments, with the Israelites having judges, rulers, having it top down, you've got to enforce it from that perspective. Otherwise, you're going to have people running rampant in the streets, doing all sorts of things. So let's keep praying, guys. You guys know we're in the right direction. There's a lot of spiritual activity, a lot of fight going on, but I just want to give you guys this quick update. I know it's a little bit outside of what I talk about with the political and the other behind the scenes type stuff, but just wanted to talk about it because it was trending. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Also, if you guys want to support me, you guys know we are listener supported, trying to meet our goal for this month, financials. So if you guys want to help me out, all that information is down below in the description, givesendgo.com/chrisyoonyt. Also have PayPal, Zelle, Venmo. Love you guys. More to come. Talk to you guys very soon.